Hello, hello. I cannot believe that we have got to quarter 4 of 2021 already. So this year has been a year, or it's been a 5 year, it's been a lot of change. And that's what we've been working with the whole way through. We've been adapting to change and working on it. And as we come into the last quarter, that's what we're going to be really focusing on, just cementing and integrating, because there's another wave of change. There's another wave of new energy coming in November, as we start to move into the new energetic year from 11/11, and that energy is already being felt. It's already making itself known. So it's an energy where we are going to be really sort of working with and responding to all that's happened in the last year and building on that. So the energy of this quarter is sort of like really wrapping that up. It's wrapping up those changes. It's got an interesting feel to it. It's quite measured. There's no great shocks and surprises. It's quite measured and steady. And that, I think, is a reflection of that. This is about integrating those changes, finishing things off, and making sure that all the pieces are put into place so that there is no more, so that the space is opened up for what's going to come from 11/11 onwards. One of the things that came across very clearly around the energy is that this is about working in form. It's about working in the physical form of those changes. So even though, there's still a lot coming in, there's a lot that we are all working with and processing, it's about integrating it through physical action, making things happen. And the weight of the energy is on making things real, turning things into form, giving that energy a clear form for it to come into the world. The theme for October is very much around, and this is the theme that came to me last year, was that October is going to be around unstoppable momentum. And that is reflected in the way that the energy for this next quarter presents itself as well. It's like the train has left the station. There's no turning back. It's like there's a degree of commitment to the path that you're going to take here, that you need to really be working with and just committing to it and just taking action on things. It's not saying that, yeah, okay, that's the path I'm going to travel, but I'll get round to it eventually. It's like, to do the work, make the changes at this point in time. That's what it means about the unstoppable momentum. It's not a phrase I can say easily. It's just going with it, accepting that change, being very comfortable that you're moving into the unknown, perhaps, but that you're committed to that path of change. So what does all this mean for your business in the coming quarter? Well, I think one of the things it is quite clear is that there's possibly, you might experience that a piece that's been missing dropping into place out of nowhere. So it's going to make sense of lots of different pieces. So you'll have had perhaps a number of strands that have been in your awareness and you've been working with, but all of a sudden you're going to go, okay, now I see how they all connect. And now I can work out what to do with it. And now I can see the path that I need to take. That sort of clarity is probably going to drop into place because it's necessary to open up the energy of what comes next in next year. And next year is a 6-year, a universal 6 years. So it's going to be much more the focus of that is around balance. So we've probably been feeling very imbalanced this year, and certainly slightly on an edge, but moving into next year, what we'll be doing is establishing balance much more, a stronger feeling of balance. Let's put it that way, because I suspect we'll continue this roller coaster of change for a very long time to come, and it'll feel, we're all going to have those points when we feel completely uncentered and thrown off balance. But for your business, it's going to be that sort of like that clarity is going to come into place. There's going to be, it feels like an unveiling, if you like. As a sort of revealing of more of your business, a greater depth of understanding of your business. It's just like possibly the piece that's going to drop in is like, that's my role in the world. That's what my business is for. The really big sort of picture beyond the, oh yeah, I help people to do this so that they can do that. There's always more beyond that. That's not what you're, that's not really the lifeblood of your business, but that may be the thing that drops in for you, is that depth of understanding of what your business is around, and it'll give you the ability to work from that place. So the focus is on integrating possibility and working with it in the next quarter. So we are really there's a culmination of those shifts that have been happening in the last year, the transitions that are going to be happening. So there's, but just finishing stuff off. So if your business has been in a state of flux in the last few months, then you will find that that starts to sort itself out. But if you've been in a space of you've been stuck, disconnected, not moving forward in your business, then I suspect you're going to start to really feel the pull forward, and you may still feel that you're not quite sure what direction to go in. But I think the important thing here is for your business is to move and trust that the direction will become clear, because it will. And that's the critical thing for us all, is to take action in the next quarter. So there'll be a sudden focus, sudden clarity, perhaps about a piece that's been missing. There'll be I keep coming back to this sort of like sensation of a reveal, a realization. It'll be, and as they normally are, as like they are so glaringly obvious when they drop into place that you couldn't possibly have seen them before, but once you see them, you just can't unsee them, and it's like so obvious that they were there. It's that sort of thing, which it's really important not to chide yourself or give yourself a hard time about that. Why the hell didn't you see that before? Because you couldn't. It just wasn't open to you to be able to see it at that point. So accept it, go with the flow of it. There's quite a focus on becoming and accepting that role. So when you understand what your business is here for, really moving into an acceptance of that, that's kind of big. So I think I get this, although like there's some big moves and some big shifts that are going to come in this last quarter of the year. It's not an unsettling thing. It's much more of an affirmation, a confirmation, a reassurance that these things drop into place, so you can sort of understand where you're coming from. And the important thing, as I said, is that you make a practical response to what you see. So if you suddenly realize that you need to make a bit of a pivot in your business, then take action on that and integrate that pivot into the way that you think about your business, the way you talk about your business, the way that you act in your business, the way that you communicate with your clients, whatever it is that you need to do, put that into practice in this quarter. Sort of don't sit on it and wait for it to be even clearer, because it'll only become clear through taking action on it, through talking about it, through putting it out into the world, is how you're going to find the clarity. So don't hold back in this quarter at all. We find the clarity in the response. So it might be that you are making changes. It might be you're pivoting, changing direction. This is all good. This is all fine. This is all part of the process of just finding that last bit, integrating that last bit, and becoming open to the changes that are going to be coming and the new energy that's going to be coming in. And as I say, with next year being a 6 year, it's about finding balance, which wouldn't, we're all seeking that, finding that balance and finding that little bit of harmony. We've been through, we're in a 5 year of, the 9 cycle. So we're on the pivot point here. This is the point of change. So this is where we finish things up and establish the pathway and the openness to further change and integrating and embedding all that we've done over the last 5 years, which is huge. We all probably cannot recognize who we were 5 years ago, can't recognize our businesses either. I know I certainly can't. If I thought I was going to be doing this 5 years ago, I would have wondered what I was on, quite frankly. So but here I am. So you know, we've all been on a very big journey in the last 5 years, whatever we've been doing in our lives. This is our opportunity to just put to bed those last pieces, integrate them, take action on them, and get ourselves ready and open for what comes next.